Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tener's Human, and welcome back to our King Arthur campaign. You join us outside Crete, where we are. Well, we've been smashing up all of the Scipione's boats. You can see here we're starting to get quite experienced. We've got rid of most of the ships that have been around, but there is one more coming for us yet. So I'm not sure I'm going to intercept that before they land. We haven't sunk any big armies at this point, but I have in the intervening turns before episodes here just taken out the odd boat. So we've almost got our full stacks both these towns. We will then obviously be able to start pumping out boats, seeing if we can take out the Scipione force. We can get some reinforcements from Cyrene and Alexandria, of course, so we shouldn't get too badly out-pumped in terms of the troops. They have about 3 settlements around here. We have a few more. Maybe we'll start thinking about a counterattack over to Greece soon, because I don't know how many troops they have, but Sparta certainly looks a bit juicy right now. Now, obviously, over in Alexandria, we have got ourselves an alliance with the Egyptians, so things are looking, well, promising for the time being. Yes. I think they're a bit distracted with their war with Pontus that's just begun, and obviously Pontus have got all of this blank area of the map over here. They have all of that, I just don't have map information from them specifically. We should probably get working on that. When we have a turn, we'll get ourselves a diplomat over to that part of the world. But for now, at least, we should have to not worry about the Egyptians, and the media seem pretty chill with us as well. They've got diplomats talking to us, but to be honest, the army they did have around here actually left after we took it, so no real worries over there. We seem to have cooled down the initial push, having destroyed about 7 Scipione's armies in the last turn or two. Yeah, we have largely managed to retrain the army that got absolutely destroyed last episode. Up in the north. Now, I've pushed my army to the next bridge. Now, we saw last time how this army completely decimated one of the Roman armies. Now, we've had 2 more battles since then, when we've lost about 15 troops each time. I haven't even bothered recording that on this occasion, because it's not really worth showing you a repeat of that battle endlessly. But occasionally I will throw one of those bridge battles in there. The main point of this army, I think, will be to pull armies out of Italy and into the Death Grinder. That's very much the plan with them. Now, we do have ourselves a little bit of eyes on Batavium. I can see that the Britiones are, well, shaping up their forces to come and push at us. Unfortunately, I don't have very good vision down here, which is something I probably need to work on. So if I actually, I'm out of money right now. I keep on really pumping out all the money. Yeah, I could do with getting another spy, sending it down in that direction. Obviously still got assassins floating, so I'll have to go deal with that in good time. We'll send this spy over here just to make sure there's no real Brutii forces floating around Illyricum to kind of reinforce. We can nab Batavium, that will kind of take them out of the war in this part to some extent. We'll see how many troops they have, but yes, we certainly seem to be dominating the Julii, which is good. King Arthur, he is gathering himself over here. Now, at the moment, we're lacking boats. Both these towns are now on boat production, just to make sure we've got safe passage. We should be fine. We're not really going to spend that long on the sea. We do need to make sure that we're not just walking to our deaths, or sailing to our deaths, as indeed the case may be. The world's worst place watchtown history over there, for future reference. Don't bother. That clearly is useless. I think maybe put it 1 across, we might have got vision down there. But alas, it's not the end of the world. Spanish assassins trying to finish off the Gauls. Honestly, if they can take all of Spain, I'll be happy, but it might be better that they smash their head against a brick wall for the time being. Elsewhere, the Germans need to get taken out. They have obviously been irritating me. We seem to win our battles every time. We do need to try and do a little bit more damage. So we'll continue to try and train up new assassins who are around here. Is that actually one of their assassins hiding? No, it's my diplomat. Okay, he's been there forever. I should probably know that. Hello, Boars. You've literally spent your life standing outside this town who refused to take peace. So it's unfortunate for you, but there we go. So yes, we are gathering some of our troops. I sent Urien back up north. He was escorting some troops down over here, mainly the heavy chariots that we need for that particular bout. As we end our turn, then we instantly find that the Brutioni are coming in to attack us with a post-Marian army at this point. So legionary cohorts, Praetorian cohort, how they're pumping tons of those out right now, I don't know. They seem to have the Marian reforms and instantly pumped out all the forces in the world. But there we go, that is the Romans on this game for you. We should be absolutely fine. If it was a full stack, I'd be a lot more worried. because we don't actually have a huge amount of experienced infantry to hold them off. But we can hold a line. We'll use our dogs and chariots to rout them. I'm sure it will all be fine. Let's head in. Let's take up one more general, because the assassins have already been doing good work at that. But we need to finish the job on the battlefield. Let's go.
Now set your minds on the task to come, and when the moment comes, gut your target like a fish.
Yes, those pesky roaming fish will be slaughtered here today. Oh, a great position on the hill, especially as we are the defenders. So, looks like I'm going to be setting up over here. Nice line of infantry, and the chariots will be able to get around pretty nicely on this hill. I'm looking forward to this. We can get our chariots moving out pretty quickly then onto both flanks. We've got heavy chariots and quite a lot of them on this occasion. So we're going to make magnificent use of those, I am hoping. Now, we don't really have the missile troops as the Britons, obviously, to make use of all of these lovely, lovely hills. But we can go and slaughter these chaps without too many problems. Cover auxiliary can be exceedingly annoying. So we're just going to shoot them from a distance before they're in range of us, and then we'll just charge into them. They look like they are pondering charging, but they are not quite making up their mind. So I'm going to charge into those on this flank. All chariots into these urgent legion cohort on this flank, and we'll start to pick them off. Yeah, the mistake they always seem to make is taking the units out. If they keep all their units together, they would almost certainly always be fine. But no, they do not do that. So they took a little bit of time to rout. It wasn't instantaneous, but nonetheless will be in a good position. They were throwing missiles. Hopefully we just pulled out to avoid the missiles before we charged back in. That'd be magnificent stuff. The chariots do pull out of there, because if you don't rout them, you're going to get javelined to high hell. So go and chase those chaps down while you've got the chance. Their general's actually coming in. Slingers should be on skirmish. They are indeed. But it looks like they are a little bit slow at it. Right, you get yourselves back. You get yourselves back. Oh, well, this is why I don't bother with skirmish mode, by the way, most of the time, because they just seem to take way too long to get round to it. So I'm just going to send them back here without... Yeah, see, they've got themselves caught now, which is slightly irritating. Right, I'm going to send these guys into here. Swordsmen can go and take these guys. We'll just try and hold the rest of these lines. That'll be absolutely fine. And if these chariots can start encircling and causing a bit of a trap. Now, it looks like we have actually lost a bit of our chariots on this flank, so I'm just going to pull them out of there. That'll be grand indeed. Their general is fleeing. Oh, slapped off his horse. Magnificent stuff, and we can get all of our infantry into their Praetorians at this point. Looking magnificent indeed. Right. Start running down the hill into these guys, chaps. I don't know why I'm crisscrossing my lines, but that's what I'm going to do, damn it. Right, if I can get the chariots into the flanks, that'd be grand. And I think we're going to start tearing them apart. I don't know why I didn't set out the dogs earlier, but we're going to set the dogs on them at this point. Just make sure that we've got the brake on. Yeah, they're braking pretty much everywhere at this point. Right, just make sure our slingers are fine. They are indeed. The other ones are routing because they are utter gibbons. But that's not really anything to worry about. What I pretty want at this point is to make sure my missiles aren't shooting anymore. General, bring yourself down the hill and start taking them out. I don't actually know what's still fighting. Oh, there's a couple down here. General, charge into the Praetorians. That will be lovely, lovely work. Yeah, they're not happy about this. Here comes the General, and the chariots scythe them down like the Roman scum they are. Now, the dogs should do most of the chasing at this point, so we should be absolutely fine. We didn't lose actually very much. The chariots, a couple of the chariots fled at one point, but they have come back and they've not really lost an awful lot, must be said. You guys focus on those chaps, but in general, I think this battle is, yeah, as good as done. Lovely start then. 60% loss, so a few, but not that much. Honestly, even the slingers didn't lose very much from that charge. Just a few chariots here or there. Nothing to worry about. The dogs have done the rest of the job, and that is 700 Romans down. Decent little force gone. One general taken out, and a fully operational army for us. So with that, the mountain pass in Noricum is looking strong. The Gauls, as ever, sending their troops round. We lost the boat battle. That's surprising. I do have more boats. I'm a bit confused as to why I lost that. Because they only had basic basic boats, but there we are. We'll send more, that's fine. We relieved the siege. That was actually the major thing. So we'll continue to just get our towers set up. But Hull, nothing particularly special, is he? He can come over, back over to Lessia, because we do actually have ourselves an academy over there. Archimedes' screw has been invented. Archimedes, don't know where you are at the moment in this part of the world. I don't think it's under us, sadly, but I'm sure we'll steal the technology before too long. Elwood has gained of a grain merchant. That is magnificent because you are indeed on roads. 3 management for our lovely, lovely chap over there. That is good to see because as barbarians we don't often get management. So if we can get ourselves, retraining all of that. Unfortunately, mercenaries obviously don't retrain properly, but we can at least get them as strong as possible. If we have 1 turn until they actually turn up, I'm thinking, what do I want? What did we learn from last time was most important? Maybe just 1 more infantry. Honestly, that's possibly a good plan for us. No general. Did bring some pigs, which is interesting because we don't actually have any elephants. I'm not sure if we'll be able to take these guys out. They have 2 admiral commands, which normally just means you lose instantly. No, we got them. That's good. Oh, I can bring this. Yes, bring the Egyptians into the war. Lovely stuff. That is what I want to see. The Egyptians have joined us in the war against the Romans. I've pulled them into that, which is lovely where you can get your allies to come into the war. Lovely stuff. Get retraining over here, particularly the boats. Now, I think there should be some mercenaries at this point. We don't have a lot of money, but Cretians, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to get them all. I can't actually afford them all. Damn it. Should have got the hoplites. Oh well, it's fine. All is good. We've got Cretians. They are the main thing at this point. Otherwise, war declared. We just saw that Egypt and the Scipiones mercenary captain for Conan. Marvellous good news. Construction report. Honestly, we're a bit short on money because I've got armies everywhere. Slight disadvantage of doing this the way I am, which of course means that yeah, because I'm spread out on too many fronts, I'm spending way too much on my forces. Now they're squaring up to us, which looks funny because the banner isn't very full here, but it's all the chariots, I suppose. Conan's just come in to just give us a few more men over here, and with the new boats, we are just about ready then to go and send Arthur the Killer on his journey. Now, probably best that we hang out just at the port of Massilia for now. I think we'll get ourselves 1 more boat out of Massilia. We'll hold off on that for the moment. That is all of our money, which is a bit annoying. But it's all good. We can send these heavy chariots to Lugdunum. Then we're to retrain in time when we have some money again. We do make plenty, but I just have a lot of things set up. I say we make plenty. We don't anymore. I seem to be on a big spending spree for the Roman war. So just need to be a little bit careful about these things. Couple rebels popping up as well. So we take care of those when the time comes. A few bits of preparations then. We need to go and send these troops over to Mogontiacum. Yes, that's the name, obviously. Yeah, we're going to send some troops over there, and obviously in time we'll get everyone together, and those forces can obviously start to push on. Damn. Well, we'll have to pull them into a battle or two that suits us before we do that, but I'm quite happy to, yeah, just slowly make that happen for us. Still no more generals over here. They seem determined not to bother with them at this point. So we might just send more in this direction for the time being. War dogs here. Probably need to get more spies out. But we might still have some hanging around these cities from when the Gauls were trying to irritate us. This one we still need because I know they still keep on hanging out around there. But otherwise, yeah, obviously we need this one for the Bruti's eyes. So just need to be a little bit careful. It looks like most of the forces started moving into those directions, which means we should be fairly clear when it comes to... Okay, we just need to get this position right. I think you actually were best where you were, or just about around there. There's nowhere quite perfect. This is frustrating. Okay, well, sadly we can't really get a perfect vision over here, but we have more spies coming round, so actually he can go and do this. Good news, right. Rome obviously has its forces. We're not going to go straight for Rome. I think it's a bit dull when you go straight for Rome. What I will do is go straight for Arretium or Ariminum. and just take those out of the equation. He will just take the buffs and the bashes whilst we retrain these forces and send the second army over with good old Pelias here, who's getting on a bit, so actually it might be that I have to send someone else a bit younger. We'll see about that as time goes on. Now, the Gauls seem pretty preoccupied, pretty preoccupied in their city over here, probably because they're getting battered by the Spanish. Now, they've got chosen swordsmen, so they've got a bit of development in that town. Obviously, they've had it for the whole game, but I shouldn't really have to worry about them. I have watchtowers to see them coming. It will take a few turns for them to arrive, and I'm pretty certain I can gather forces should I need to. We were worried here that Pelias the Glaive would be a little bit too old to launch the second army into Italy, but luckily one of his daughters just got married, so we have now Mordred of Verulamium over here, who is a very nice man to have in the Empire. A little bit old at 40, but some very good traits. Now, a lot of the traits on Rome Total War are incredibly based on the genetics. Medieval 2, there's a few more opportunities to pick up traits inside the sort of the campaign map, you know, what you do on the campaign and the battlefield. Quite a few on Rome, a few more, it certainly seems to me anyway, are simply genetics. We've got some good ones here, things like prolific, very, very fertile man here, and sharp as well. Benevolent ruler, I think, actually might also be one, plus the influence might and squalor is always grand to have. In fact, his father-in-law has, does he have it? No, he's frugal. I thought he was particularly fertile, but I might be mistaken. He's also sharp. It's a good chance that he heard that she in the background, I'm not sure if that's entirely how it works actually, but in the background she hopefully is thus sort of a good chance of sharp. This man is sharp, so their children should be getting a lot of them very quickly. Hopefully they'll be picking up good traits going forward, and that's magnificent because he's going to be sending the army out to take on Rome pretty soon anyway. So we obviously need to go and get ourselves some retraining sorted out. Magnificent stuff. We won't worry about that if we can afford to retrain you. That is what we want to see. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So we'll get those forces sorted in good time. The Romans decided not to attack us here. Not entirely sure why. But nonetheless, they have kind of pulled back to over there for now. I could take out this force, but honestly, I'm quite happy to stand on the bridge for the time being. Arthur is just going to... I don't know, we need to wait for the right moment. If they're up there, they're a little bit too close to come in and support, so I need to be a little bit careful. Normally my other spy actually just died, which is awfully terrible timing, all things considered. Right, so we kind of know largely what's going on around here, but most of the forces are indeed around Mediolanum over there. I'm tempted to keep this army over here because it was on a good position on the hill, but to be honest with you, I'm pretty certain we'll be able to, as defenders, have a hill no matter where we are along here. So I'm going to bring myself just over the border, I think, just to kind of tease and annoy them. So we'll go and do that. In fact, you know what, we'll just stand right there, right literally on the border with the watchtower. I might actually see that on the battlefield in that particular case. So that would be marvellous. Send our guy here to take care of Tertius Crispus. No, 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 you are not the real Crispus. He was the Eastern Empire campaign. So, if we just killed his ancestor, we might have just killed his ancestor, you know. It's all well and good, it's all fine. This guy is exceptionally good at this point. He is getting on though, he's up to 49 years old. Probably got enough time in him to take out most of the Romans. We need this guy to go down too. He's young, he should be easy enough to kill actually. So hopefully we'll be fine when it comes to this. Let's move him there because then we can have a little bit more of a scout. Not as good 77. Not as good as Princess Scouts in Medieval 2. Obviously you can just see men from a magical distance away. Wow, he's very easy to kill as well. So we'll be slaughtering all of the Brutione chaps, which works very much in our favour. We haven't got updated map information, but of course, worth bearing in mind, this is all Brutii territory here, all the Macedonian lands. Macedonia are in fact dead at this point, I believe. So sadly, that is where we stand with that. The Greeks are still alive. They've still got all that land. Of course, the Egyptians are now in full total war with the Romans at this stage, which is marvellous. Don't know how long it will last. Often they don't last that long in that circumstance because they often want peace. Can't see too many armies over here, which is interesting. Their boats have disappeared. Their army is just standing there currently, not besieging me, which is a little bit frustrating, but it's not the end of the world, all things considered. We do have a spy. We might well start to get him moving across the water in good time. Admiral Kai can't catch this boat. Possibly wouldn't win anyway. So let's not worry about that. You, sir, if you can just build yourself... Can't build a watchtower there. We can build one here. We might as well spend our last bit of money on that. Gives us a better view. Oh, yes, of course. You are terrible for squalor. So you don't get to live in Alexandria at all. We'll just leave it up to some random Libyan bloke to run the city. Marvellous, good work. Okay, we obviously have now expended most of our funds and we're clearly not getting any money. So we're going to have to start thinking about how we're going to start making money again, which means start taking territory to fund our armies, / we can start losing our armies in battles. You, sir, are not going to actually win that because, yeah, that's not going to fly, is it? Let's just send you over in this direction. You're stuck for now. We have to take care of them. Again, it might be a bit of a repeat show, so we'll see how that battle goes and decide if it's worthwhile actually putting it or keeping it out of the cup. But I think at this point it's just going to be a matter of, are they going to fall for the little sucking trap here? The only thing I worry about is this Roman army can... Yeah, they can easily come and support Arretium, but that army's just hanging out outside. I think in that case, then I'm going to get on the boat. Now, I'm just going to float around. Literally, I'm on a boat. But we're going to float around and just see where the best opportunity comes. I'm thinking they hang around that city, we can pull them out and kill them all on the field, which is what I would like to see. Lots of legionaries. Good armoury here by the looks of it. Most important thing is, they're Bacchus. That's annoying. I'm hoping for Ceres, because if I can get Ceres, there's a chance that I can start getting like the herbalist and Sideri from the farming temple. So, that one has it. So I can get a really good Incendiary from there. Herbalist would be quite lovely. So we'll see about that in good time. On the whole, though, I think whilst we don't have the money, there's not a lot more I can do other than start gathering my forces, which is, of course, what is largely going on in this part of the world here, as we already saw. As you might imagine, the Brutioni are coming in. I can see reinforcements coming from Illyria, which is unfortunate, but we're going to have to take them out. Captain Gnaeus coming in. Only a captain. There is siege equipment this time, so I'm going to have to get my chariots out the rear. No cav. 1 unit of archer auxiliary with 3 archer arrow powers, so we need to go take those out as well. Okay, I think we're absolutely fine here. There's no general. We've got ourselves the chariots we need to win. But we might see a lot of these particular campaigns here. Confident in defence, indeed he is. They've tried to assassinate him many times, and now they're going to try and battle, but I don't think it's going to work. He is indeed a victor, a great man of our empire. He's managed to hold this front for us, and he's going to continue to do so. So let's head into battle, and one of our great knights of the Round Table, Excalibur over here, the closest we've got to Excalibur so far, he's going to defend the mountain pass. Let's go. An intriguing battlefield here today. Unfortunately, we don't have a clear bit of high ground. Well, maybe that's the high ground over there. We don't have a clear bit of high ground, so we just run to this corner over here. This would probably be a better position, but we couldn't really race to it necessarily safely, so we haven't really bothered with that. What we have done, though, is obviously get our chariot straight to a good position here, and these guys are going to go around the back, which means... whichever unit this is are not going to do very well. They are a Praetorian cohort, so maybe they'll be okay. But it's just as well we're going to pick them off by themselves. I do like these rock formations on this. You can do some lovely defensive work here, but sadly not. Sadly, that won't be what we get to do here today. So we will just watch them, well, try and deal with us. Auxilia, honestly, are not going to do very well. We will just skirmish a little bit for the time being. These chariots, to be honest, are only here in case we have a moment to pounce on anyone. We don't, so we're going to go and deal with these cohort over here. Get in from all angles. Praetorian cohort are isolated in the mountains, and there we are, instant rout from the Praetorians. That is what we love to see, ladies and gentlemen. Nice and easy rundown of the Praetorians. Now, with them gone, we will obviously try and mop up as many of them as possible, but we're going to get ourselves moving straight on to the next bit of lovely territory. Obviously lacking missile troops as last time. They, however, do have themselves all sorts of onagers and things in this army. Partly why we're, of course, kind of behind the lines here, because we need to go and take them out of the battle. So they are now busy. We're going to charge into these auxilia. They are terrible, of course. They're not going to last very long. These chariots are very, very distracted. Oh, we've routed there. That was interesting. Okay, distraught apparently over the numbers, which is a bit odd. Taking casualties. You're going to take a lot of casualties if you try and run through them. So I suggest you come back and you deal with these properly this time. Lovely stuff. Yeah, they're just being a bit awkward, aren't they? Making life difficult for ourselves. We're going to charge into these auxilia. I think you two, if you get yourselves over to this flank, actually, that would be magnificent. Actually, no, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out, pull out. Okay, let's not get ourselves in trouble over here. We have this time got the rout of them. Continue on to the next unit. I'm going to make sure we keep all of these out of the battle. You please stop fanning around, go off skirmish. Actually, you're going to have to stay on this flank now because you've got yourself in the wrong position. Lovely stuff. The things are going to start doing their magnificent work. We will likewise get these dogs to come in pretty darn soon. Tell you what, let's get our chariots into these guys. Charge! Some of the dogs get in there as well. You're into the wrong unit, but that's fine. Dogs, you start helping us out. More dogs start helping us out. And I don't know who hasn't indeed done anything yet. They seem to have got themselves caught in a battle. Just pull out of there. Don't really know what's happening to us at this point. This flank is full of routing, but that's fine. We keep them busy, which is the main thing for these particular guys. Can't really retrain these around here, so I need to be careful about all of this. You guys take out those Principes. The infantry will be pretty much cleared off with no problem. If I can get my chariots to start taking them out, that'll work for me. All infantry, just charge into the legionary cohort apart from you guys. That will suit us very well. And at this point, they are broken, unfortunately, because I was about to pull them out. But that... oh, well, we've lost the chariots. Well, they've done their work. Well, the battle is pretty much done at this point. We just need to take out their infantry. So, dogs, lovely stuff. Let's get the rest of our dogs to start moving forward, particularly onto the archer auxilia. They are fleeing. Don't flee through them and get yourself killed, please. General, come and run out. Without all of our chariots, we're in a bit of problems, actually. But if we have managed to get rid of a load of their siege equipment for the future, that'll be a very good thing indeed. Right, all infantry should now be charging in on various positions. With you guys on you guys on you, for example, and the swordsman can come chase down those chaps. Now the general, make sure he finishes off someone. Take care of those ballista. That'll be lovely, sir. On to the next one. Take them out. We've obviously won the battle here, but we just need to see what happens with regards to how many of our chariots we get back, because I don't really want to be losing them. Best though, sirs, you start mopping up the legionary cohort. General, finish off those guys. Good. So, a few chariots lost, but on the whole, it's another Brutii force that goes down. Some dangerous onagers who really could have caused us problems. Yeah, we don't have the cavalry as Britons. Obviously, we can get the Cataphract Knights because I've added that in for us. So that is a positive that you wouldn't normally have. I probably need to get some in this part of the world. Fortunately, the dogs are not going to catch up with these guys in time, but they will manage to maybe nibble a couple of them as they flee. Bit of a shame, that. Bit of a shame. However, it looks like we're going to mop them all up, or at least everyone that's left. And that means the siege equipment is going to go down. So, head after those Principes, make sure they don't get back into battle. But on the whole, it's another good day for the Britons over here in the Alps. Not as good of a position to fight from as the other one, sadly. We'll have to bear that in mind in future. We need to make sure that we have the best possible ground. So we'll try a different position this time we just stand on, because we can't really afford to be losing out. Oh, there we go. There goes the general at long last. And yes, we can't really afford to be losing all our chariots every time we do this. Perhaps I was a little bit ambitious with them on this occasion, but I think when they destroy the Praetorians so easily, you can get yourself into a false state of security. Don't know what I'm running away there. Some sort of Brutii chaps. Clear victory then. Yeah, as I said, pretty good victory. Just need to bear in mind that they need to distract armies for a little bit longer, because obviously another one is coming yet. So let's do that while I remember it. We'll pull you back to the previous position. If we can get some merging... I didn't mean to do that. I was going to say if we can do some merging without that happening, I would love to. And I immediately did what I didn't want to do. It's annoying. Right, you go back into Montgasium because you can at least retrain your army there. This is coming together beautifully now. War declared on the Scipiones and Gaul. Why? Why? Where? But they only have this. I guess there's that tiny force wandering around. Maybe they bumped into each other. I don't know. Very strange indeed. Right, well, we can at least send them replacement chariots. Magnificent. And that is pretty much what I've been asking you to do, actually, is create a few more chariots. Bedivere, you are completely unremarkable in every way. Fantastic. Well, I guess that is some of the information for this turn, is that we've got ourselves a young man who's come of age. Okay, well, interesting, but frankly not interesting at all when it comes down to it. So, as for the Germans, we obviously need to sort of pave the way for everyone else to die. This guy, I'm guessing it isn't mine. He is mine. Well, let's not kill him then. Probably should have guessed that considering. Missed the target. We seem to have lost our way with our lovely assassins these days. Faction leader, have a go. He failed. That's sad. Then we have Sinric over here. He's brand new. You just need to have a go at killing captains. If you succeed at that, you might have a chance of getting good in time. You, however, are pretty good. 8% is low. Damn and blast. Oh, well, we lost a couple of our decent guys there, which is a big shame. But we'll just have to kill them with war instead. This is the approaching once more. I seem to be approaching with more assassins. Well, actually, no, you, sir, are supposed to take out this guy. That was your first job. And then we'll get these chariots to move on in good time. Okay, we'll go sort that out. Lovely stuff. Right, obviously, we need to start moving some of our other troops in this direction. You were going to get a bit of young training, weren't you, sir? Picked yourself a Priest of Andrasta already, which is great for movement points. So, that's good to see. You have unfortunately moved away from the town, but I'm pretty certain, if I get this right, if I attack you there... No, he went in the town! I thought he was going to stand outside the town. That is slightly sad. Okay, we will bring you, sir, to the edge of the mountains over here. Arthur's going to hang out in this area here. Bit too much in Arretium to bother going for the full siege, but if they want to come into the field and attack us, they're welcome. They've got this army standing on the bridge here. That should be a good distraction in the meantime. And if you can pick up some retinue, that would be magnificent. I wouldn't mind that. I think we have about one more turn before we start heading off. I've got obviously the retraining done at this point, which means that the chariots are good to go. The boats, I need to send 2 of you back over here to pick up the force next turn. And I think we pretty much are just going to send everyone, minus maybe just one Woad warrior. Nothing Martyrs is actually pretty chill, which is good to see. So actually, on that note, I'll get a warband just for sheer numbers. You, sir, join Pelias, join the army, and we have a full stack ready to start moving on to Rome. Now, we could actually get some cataphracts into this army. We have 1 remaining that we can get. So we might well change over troops when we pull past Marseille. That would probably be a sensible plan, all things considered. So, things come together very nicely. We finished a Sacred Circle over in Massilia, which is probably quite needed. We'll get the Baths as well. Should keep everyone fine, happy and dandy. Now, worth looking at a family tree at this point, because we've just got Glaive over here. We can see he married Iseult. They need to get children fast. Now, what the most interesting one I thought was the guys who are over in the New World, also known as Egypt and things like that. So, over here we have this chap, don't we? Quaint over here. Now, I've realised obviously he's terrible at looking after this town. It's Cheapskate, which is +3 even to Squalor, which is just terrible. He's got some other good things going on here, but sadly, not a lot that's going to help us out. So, obviously, Arthur the Killer is his adopted son. He's back over in Italy right now with Gurna. They need to start getting children out. But we do have Irian the Catenacci over here. So he is going to come out in Alexandria. He can hopefully look after it. We have Cunfoy. He's coming out as well. And we have Bella Boris, who will be a little bit longer. But luckily, that does mean that they are going to start appearing in this part of the world. We'll have more generals. One of them can, of course, go over to Cyrene. And otherwise, we need to start thinking about where they are headed, because we might be heading into Greece pretty soon. We'll see what these guys do. We might have to sally forth with them if they're not going to get into battle anytime soon. Now, obviously, the other one we've got over here is this guy, Elwood, who's interesting mix of things. Cold manner, dubious, war chief, rational beliefs, all kinds of interesting things. He's got the of course you have. Of course you've picked up that useless man. We'll try and retrain some of the boats, but yes, he's also got some children over here who should come through with time. Unfortunately, though, Conan is the only one we've got at the moment. He's obviously in Cadonia. The others are two daughters. Guessing at 38, he's not too likely to get that last child out of Blanchefleur, but we might well do. Still got time. Egerna is 9 and Morfid is 6. So a little bit of time until we'll have anyone to be able to adopt into the family there. So there are people coming through, but more down at Alexandria. So we need to just keep an eye on the family tree and that part of the world. Otherwise, we haven't got an awful lot coming through. We've got 11-year-olds, 6-year-olds, more 9 and 3-year-olds, all of that kind of good stuff. But nothing too much, really. We do have Merlin, though. Merlin will soon come of age. The son of Escalibur, our favourite young chap. Bedivere. The young Bedivere is a bit of a disappointment so far. He's not very interesting, it must be said. But Bedivere and Merlin and Kador, oh yes, that is lovely stuff to see. You might see Conan the Barbarian, by the way, has married Boudica. So I'm looking forward to their children. They should be good fun. And obviously, we won't let the Romans have their hands on them. No. The Romans are going to get thoroughly beaten by Boudica's children on this particular occasion. Looking forward to that when it all comes through. We got a good set of names here at the moment. I'm enjoying the good bit of roleplay that is occurring here. So we're standing on the bridge there. We're going to block them there. We have decided to circumvent a little bit by landing over here. What we obviously need to do otherwise is start thinking about how we move forward from Cadonia. Now, I need to get a spy over there, so when the boats are done with that, I'll probably go and help that out. But I can actually get him over to the docks for now, get you straight on the boat, and then hopefully next turn we can just dump you over here. We can get a good idea. Okay, forget next turn, we're going to get attacked by these guys now and it's not going to work. Whatever, it's all fine. Honestly, it's all fine. Sovereign is pretty serene as things go. Egyptians are at war with our allies as well, so with our enemies even, so that should hold for the time being. Otherwise, looks like we're just going to be getting our forces close to Germany, who obviously need to finally go down. Oh yes, another assassination going on here, as you might well expect. Forgot about our ships over there, taking on the ghouls. The inevitable attack. Oh, we actually won, but we're not going to win a second time. We got drowned. That is most unfortunate. Very unfortunate for that spy. I made a bit of a mistake there. Suffice to say. Now, what do we have? Not a particularly good army on this occasion. This should be a bit easier than the last couple of bouts. It says 1-1, but I'm pretty certain we'll be fine. Main thing, though, is are we going to have better ground to fight on? Because I did like the original position much better than the last one. We certainly do have a big hill on this particular occasion. How far down it they're going to be is a different matter. I'm not sure we can quite make it to this ridge, sadly. We can certainly get ourselves in a good position over here. So that's what we're going to do to start with. I'm going to try not to overutilise my my chariots on this occasion, because I think I went a little bit overboard with them last time. So let's just run our chariots across the gauntlet. That never goes wrong for us, does it? No. Hopefully they won't just run for our own lines. That's really what I'm trying to avoid. We'll get the... That's exactly what I'm trying to avoid, chaps. Please don't scythe our own men. Put the heavy chariots over here. We'll get them around the back if we need to, but there's no onagers and things to try and clear out this time. So there's no need to play the high-risk strategy or, you know, the slightly... slightly over the top and slightly over risky strategy we went for last time. I'm going to bring one of them over here. It's always good to have some proper melee heavy chariots over on this side of the battlefield. We'll see what they want to do, but at the moment they're going to let us properly get to this really steep part. Actually, I'm quite happy to do that. So let's run forward. Actually, we can really get ourselves into a nice dominating position towards the ridge. Lovely stuff. Okay, in that sense then, if that's the case, we can definitely get all of our chariots a bit further along here, and I can get my heavy chariots to just come and smash into the early legionary cohort. Seem to be getting themselves a little bit too isolated, I think. Oh yes, that's the position on the hill we're looking for. So, chariots, you pull yourself out. Just pull out of there for the moment. Lovely stuff. Bring the general across to come and help with that. We'll send one pack of war dogs over there. Heavy chariots are routing, which is just annoying. But there we go. It does tend to happen occasionally, doesn't it? Heavy chariots, I don't know. They seem to have their problems. We'll put those guys into skirmish. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Roman armor general has just ploughed straight through our line. That shouldn't be an issue going forward. But do you want to get my general out of there? Because we don't really want him to be dying against all these chaps. Right, into those chaps. Warhounds, get yourself back. Their general is running away. Hardly surprising. We will likewise go and charge into these chaps. Hopefully those chariots will just manage themselves and do what they should be doing at this point in time. Go and clear off those barbarian mercenaries. That's pretty much what we're going to do at this point too. The general is trying to flee, but he's standing there and he's now dead, unsurprisingly. Right, you will get into them, please. Dogs, just pull out and stay out of the way. Infantry, all charge into them. The dogs pretty much have them crushed anyway. And the rest of them, they're just playing the skirmish game, which works for me. Yeah, that's probably a sensible idea, Thomas. Maybe we should use the skirmishes for, you know, skirmishing and all that good stuff. Right. Chariots, chariots, chariots. Take out those auxilia. That'll be absolutely fine. And then we're taking on the legionary cohort. Why are the warband fleeing? They are useless, aren't they? Oh well, warband are literally numbers. I think they're best just as a garrison, quite frankly. So you've managed to run yourself straight into the in between our two men, which is quite amusing of you. We'll get you to go and do that. You might as well actually help them out. Where is my general then? You are also in this absolute chaotic mess. Lovely stuff. Right, if all infantry, we've got to remember we haven't really won this battle in the same way as we normally have. We will go and charge straight at them. And actually, looking at the battlefield, it looks like we have actually low one because they've stopped skirmishing. They've actually started to flee. So let's get Excalibur into battle. Get yourself way over to this flank. Victory once again asserted from the start. I'm pretty certain from the start, actually. We'll just make sure we do as much damage as we can. We're just going to swarm them. Frankly, though, it looks like we very much have the Brutii's number when it comes to this particular battle. Another big victory. Still not a perfect battlefield. We managed to make it work for us, but I'm not sure we get up to the top of the hill every time we did that. But nonetheless, good victory. And yeah, we are now starting to get behind in terms of the boat. That is the worst offer I've ever seen. 37 and no trades. No, 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 no. So, finish off these Gaulish boats. Gauls need to go down. That is Gauls cleared out of the sea. Lovely stuff. Faction announcements. Anything interesting. He's picked up Superior Commander and a Merchant. Well, that's good of him, isn't it? Lovely indeed. These guys aren't doing anything, so I'm going to have to take them down, I think. We'll see if we need to sally forth. Well, no, we'll see that we obviously see that we have to sally forth. So I think it's best if we, yeah, go and attack them in the field. Just a little bit worried if we have enough to take these guys out. Yeah, we're going to lose some of our boats here, which isn't really what I want to see. We'll send these 6 back to Cyrene. Keep them safe. You used to come up and assist us. Yeah, we'll just swing into that position and just see if they want to attack us. They're welcome to. Problem is, I haven't really had enough money to restock my boats recently, which is becoming an increasing problem. Which is why our good old war against the Germans needs to get going, I think. Back to assassinating Briton chaps, and as ever, mission success. One more is down, and we've sent Arthur over to the bridge here. They seem to be sending men around to us. They've kind of vacated this bridge at this point, so we'll go and have a bridge on this battlefield instead. Works for me. We'll see. At the moment, there is actually a bit of barbarians in the way. That's fine. We'll leave those guys in just in that general awkward position there. We'll send this assassin round to go take care of Spurius Severus, who of course needs to go down as well. We can send the spies further along actually, because it would be helpful if we could see exactly what's going on in this part of the world. Okay, so there's a few men around Capua, nothing too much. I can send you, sir, into the town. Now, what do we have here? We do have a bit of an arena. Proper catapult range. Okay, fairly well developed there. Fairly well developed. Nothing too much to worry about, though, in the meantime. We just have to try and pull them into a couple battles here. I obviously do have a spy with King Arthur, so he'll be fine over there. Now, the second army, I have the slight problem where, yes, I'm going to get myself pulled into battle with the Romans. So I'm going to have to take up these guys like that. Good. We rule the waves indeed. Britannia does rule the waves. But what I'd like to do is get myself right next to the Spanish. Because that would be ideal. I think that would very much suit me. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We will send you guys into there. I would rather have the 3 experienced lads for 1. Suits me to no end. 4 chariots is quite a lot, mind you. So you can go back there and we'll get some more of the cataphracts. Lovely. So we have ourselves another army. Massilia does need to get itself another boat for us, though. Hopefully we're not going to get swarmed in this part of the world. At the very least, we can sit ourselves next to the Spanish and make use of their boat and hopefully pull them into the war as well. If nothing else, just for a bit of moral support. Now, of course, the main thing we need to get on with, though, is over here on Rhodes. So we're going to have one more sally forth and take out one more army of these. We have to see the war pigs today. 3 experience, apparently. God knows how. But here we go into battle with the pigs. Well, we are very much just going to push them straight into the sea here. That is the plan. We'll get our chariots out to that flank, please. Just to make sure that we can shoot them down. Why they are making a wonky angle for us, I don't know. Let's just slightly change this up as they make things awkward for everybody. So we are obviously going to make sure we send in a few arrows, keep them busy and all that. Hoplites need to get into position gradually, but we'll find time for that. Ballistas can just go down. They've left themselves completely isolated. I don't really know what the rest of them are up to, but that's fine. We'll clear those out. Why they're standing around, I have no idea what they're trying to do, but they are getting shot by the Rhodians and the Cretians, so we can cause them a bit of damage. That works for us. I'll tell you what I might do, actually, just get the infantry into one position. Actually, I probably need to get the Rhodians as well. I do indeed. Fine, we'll just, you know what, scrap the plan. Scrap the plan completely. Let's get everyone to do a little twist around. Twist-a-rooney, everybody. How do you want to do this? Bit like that. That'll do. We'll get the twists going on. We'll smash straight into the Hastati because they are utter fools. The general seems to be charging. Just get yourselves back, slingers. That'll be fine. Oh, skirmish mode again! Just listen to what I tell you. Right, they're getting heads hurled at them. That was an interesting charge turn around there. But we'll get our cataphracts into them. The general get himself caught in the swordsman. Teaches you for killing my lovely, lovely Rhodian slingers. Very rude indeed. Right, chariots, make sure you keep yourselves safe because I don't want any of the nonsense of last time. Slingers, get yourselves back to the front, please. My infantry need to get themselves back into some sort of line over here. That would be magnificent. Celebrate all you want, but we're going to have to go and clear them off properly very soon anyway. So, what else have we got? Essentially pigs at the rear, of course. Equites seemingly want to come and wander over to us, but the archers, oh yes, we can take them on, but let's make sure we get our barbarian warlord over here as well, because I would quite like you to join the fun. Equites, yeah, they're not going to do very well if they get themselves isolated. They might be very experienced the last time. I have said that before. But no, they're gone. They're also about to be utterly ripped to shreds. And yeah, very sensibly, the rest of them are just running away. They seem to be in position at this point. The slingers just need to kind of, you know, get themselves where they need to be. The Stati can just charge in like some mentalists at this point. Archers of Crete, please aim that way. I don't want you to actually be killing lovely men. Down go the Roman swine as oh, the poor pigs. No, the piggies. Bacon for dinner, everyone. It's bacon for dinner. Right, as for the rest of the battle, it does seem like we are just going to break them without too much of a fight here today. General, you can come back into this direction. We'll see what we can do, but we are absolutely running them into the ground here. Chariots coming into more of the flanks, and I think it's time, infantry, for you just to charge on in. Chariots, pull out for a moment. Just buy us a few seconds, please. No. Out of there. Buy us a few seconds. Now, yes, you're supposed to cause the mass rout, but not yet. Right, here come the cadavracs on the other side to cause that flank's particular destruction. But they seem to have missed and caught the wrong unit. So carry on, my great knights. You kind of slightly don't know how this whole thing works, but it's all good. Missiles, if you can just wander off and stop shooting us, that'd be magnificent. That is the battle done, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, everything is fine and dandy. We didn't actually even release the dogs. That's a bit foolish of us, isn't it? Let's release the dogs. Go and release the dogs. Release the dogs on these guys. Make sure they don't get away. Clear victory then. Almost no losses. We already have the number of the Romans. Must be said, I do think the Briton army is one of the better equipped to take on the Romans as far as the barbarians are concerned. Oh, the foundry! As if we had any money for that. But yes, I have given us the foundry on this particular occasion. I find it... yes, I thought that was perfectly fair for us to have all the lovely upgrades to our weapons and armour. So I'll be enjoying that when I have some money again. That should come pretty soon. Having cleared out a few of the forces around here. Chariots pretty much... Actually, to be fair, the assassin killed the general, and then a mixture of chariots just managed to obliterate them, which is lovely. Yes, there seem to be more who've appeared, because yeah, they jumped on top of more of my little scouting troops, and yeah, luckily it was an ambush that didn't really succeed, so we're just hanging out by a big army there, which is just lovely. Right, I think this is where we'll leave it for now then, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an interesting little affair. We've moved ourselves into Italy. We're going to try and pull all of the different Romans into these various traps we've got set. Now, what I really need is to get this spy down here. Now, where is the spy who was on that job? Is he the one who died? I think he was the one who died. So you, sir, as much as your position is pretty ideal, I probably have more urgent needs for you to move down this way for the time being. Yes, because there could be sneaky armies working around like that. So we're going to have to keep an eye on all of that in the turns to come. But we've entered Italy, and the real tale of King Arthur the Killer at the moment, that can start to begin. He is at the moment an impressive enough young chap, but nothing too remarkable has been achieved by him at this stage. So what we want looking for is for the entire destruction of northern Italy under his iron fist. So we'll see it all next time. Well, some of that next time. But for now, I'll leave you. I'm Thomas, this is Nerds Team, and this is our King Arthur campaign. Thank you, and goodbye. Welcome to the strangely Irish edition of Star Trek Armada 2. Anyone want to finish off this board cube? It's not going very well for us. Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. The card is talking from the deaf.
We've lost our best hope of stopping the board.
No, it's happened again.
We have failed.